Alright, so welcome back to another Django tutorial. Or learn Django by creating an AlgoExpert clone. So today, what we are going to do is, let me go show a cool feature that I just found in OBS Studio. So if I click here, now you should see it swipes through the screen, right? I hope so. Okay, so anyway, this is our code for creating an AlgoExpert clone, and then for as you can see, advanced it a little bit. So if we take a look at index.html in the JavaScript, so this is just how to. So this chunk of code is basically just manage like tab. It is much harder than you thought probably to manage that, but this is basically tab, so we can enable user able to use tab. But this is what's most interesting. This is a submit button that click, and then what's happening here is to take in a callback function. We're gonna talk about all these functions, all these advanced feature later in the JavaScript tutorial. And then, as you can see, I console log this. I don't need this anymore. And then now you could see I use Encode Url Component. So this basically change it to change everything to a safety string, so it's able to pass through URL. And then later, our Python file, so the Django backend can actually understand this. So I actually takes like about 3 or 4 hours just to figure out if I add this single line of code, everything will work. So talk briefly about the error that's encountered, later, and then you could see now it have a URL data, and then for now I comment out the problem section, and then the tab is get. I should change it to post, but I cannot figure out to get CSRF token working AJAX, so I'm using get for now. And then these two are just like default, so it's false. And if success, we're gonna log the data. Otherwise, you're gonna log the error, and with its status code. Okay. So now we will see it's in action. And then the error that's encountered is whenever you use a tab, the solutions file, recall solutions file is where we write user solutions, doesn't work like at all, doesn't work. So like it changes everything to a single line. So now you can see a tab here. Right? We don't have tab, so it literally like write everything on a single line, and then I get all sort of syntax error, and then it takes me about like 4 hours just to figure out, if I use this function, everything work. Okay, so let's take a look how this is working. I believe I have this running on the background. Yes. So now if you take a look, I'm going to first is go to here. So let me go ahead. Alright, so this is our questions page, and our code editor on the right. So now what we're also going to do in next video is we're going to figure out how to make question work. And then in today's video, we're going to talk about how to display the output. So I still didn't know how to display the output yet. That's what I want to do. So at first I implement the most basic question. It's called int Fibonacci. So this is actually what function I use when I assert. Like when I use a test, this is a function takes in. So this is like int fib. And then what I will do now is I will say print just say return. So I could say I know how to stop this, so return 1. So I want to show you some demo if it's wrong. So if I say submit code, and then right now there's no action, but now in the console that you should see is you see that it says we got 4 errors that's happened. And then if we take a look of our test.py, so there's 4 errors. And then if you take a look of our test.py, Let me go ahead and find test.py. And then, so now what you see is all the tests I implemented. So there's 2 hard-coded tests. Turns out that Fibonacci of 2 in the second 2 is 1. Nice number is 34. And then I also implement some 5 random tests just to double check if these are hard or anything. And then it will generate random number between I think it's, let's see how random number works. Yeah, so we'll generate from 0 to like 20. Yeah, random number. So this is how test.py works. And then now what we need to figure out is how to display the information into actual, like, so now I actually pass a JSON response. So what we need to do now is to figure out how to display the JSON response. So the idea is for each test, we will see is it passed or failed. And then, yeah, so that's about it. That's what I think. And then once I get that working, that's pretty, I guess that's pretty much for this video. And then next video, we're going to figure out how to get the model working. And then we're going to talk about questions API. And then that's about it, I guess. Yeah, also the payment system as well. So still quite a lot to need to do. I said it's going to be a long series. All right, so what's happening here is it gives you like the test. So I have a test count, and then what I need to figure out now is this, and then it will this, yeah, this will give a trace back. Okay, so what's going to happen is this going to go ahead and we'll say response, and then here we'll basically set the messages. So error message, we'll say message error, and then here's a array. Now we can put the error in, and then we can also say something like, so response, and then I guess I can remove this as it's not array anymore. Error, then I could say total test. Total test. Wait, no. The error should be a dictionary still. But we will need to see. So we'll go get the number. So what we need to do now is, my idea is to like store like a test number. So like what test it failed. So if I have 7 tests, test number 1 failed, or test number 2 passed. And that will correspond either to an error message or just passed as a string. So yeah, and then what we could do now is, let me go and print out. So you can say import a colored from term color module, which you can install using pip install term color, and then can just print out different color in my console, so make it easy to read. So I can say colored messages bracket I. And then I'm going to try it again. Messages is not defined anymore. Okay, well, we're just going to say, do I have info? Let's see, so. Let's try that again. Okay, well, I forgot to put a color variable here. Let's put using green for now. Submit code. Okay. So it will say test 2. So we could technically say, the split again. So we can say number is, we're going to say info dot split based on the test, and then this will get, which then we could get the first element, the second. So because this is like part of 0th index, and then this is like after the underscore, this is like 1st index. So we could say get the 1 and then get the first character, which is 0. Then they're gonna intensify this, and then what we could say, which if it works, we should be able to say response bracket error, and then bracket number equals to info. And then allow me to try it again. And I think it works actually. So let me go ahead and switch the screen. So now what you see is some transition. There are some error message, and then it says 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so because it passed the first test, which is the hard-coded one, and then now what we'll say is we'll go ahead and fill the empty, because we want so I'm thinking about, should I hard code this, because I'm probably only going to create like 1 or 2 problems. I think should I hard code this? Yeah, wait. So let me go ahead and switch back to code. And then now what I will do is I will go ahead and create an input and output field. So this, I can hard code this one. So this will have an input. So error, and then we can say input. If it's random test, I'm not gonna say anything about it. So now what I will say is for input, this test input is test 1. One is 9. Wait, why is 2? 2 is 9. And then 3 is random. 4 is as well as random. Create a loop to fill out these in. And then 6. That's 7. Yep, we do have 7. Alright, so now what we can do is Yeah. So now we got the input. So now let's work with JavaScript now. So and then now what I will say. Let's add a comma here. A semicolon. Okay, excuse me. And then now what will happen is user will be able to see. So actually, yeah, so here, once it's success, we're going to say data. So we can say var errors. We can say data bracket error. And then we can say var input. And then let's go ahead console.log errors input. And then, yeah. So let me go ahead and switch screens. And then let me go ahead and try again. Okay, got an error. Well, let me just copy those. Paste it here. Submit code. Alright, so now what we see is, as you can see, we see like 1 is 2, 2 is 9, 3 is random, 4 is random, 5 is random, 6 is random, 7 is random. And now we also have the error message corresponded. So now we could actually start to display the test. So we could say, we could create a, so now let's go ahead and start to add. So we can say for, like, I'm just gonna use traditional for loop, like 0. I could use like for in, for off. I don't remember that, but I less than errors dot length, I believe, I plus plus, and then here, excuse me, what I'm going to say is equals 0, I let's say error dot length, I plus plus, and then let's go to console.log errors bracket I. And then oh shoot, sorry guys. I don't know if you guys cannot see it. So this is what just happened. I basically create a for loop, loops through everything and print out the data. And then let me take a look. And let me go switch back. So now I'm just going to click on submit. Okay, well, no message. I don't think there's errors bracket I, but oh, okay. I didn't do like JavaScript for so long. I think that's how it works, right? So just console.log I for now. So I'm just change it to console.log I, and then let's refresh. Okay, that's me. It didn't loop through it correctly. Console.log errors. Alright. Let's try again. So I'm just keeping some console.log stuff. Yep, expected. Because I purposefully displays an error because so I can see. Oh god. Sorry about that, guys. So just see. Here's the links. Wait, right? Okay, well, okay, that's the error, so it didn't loop through it correctly. So okay, well that's embarrassing. We'll have to do a loop through an object in JavaScript. Did I use for in now? Alright, fine. ABC for okay. Okay, we'll say for var. Okay, so now let me go switch back. So we'll say today's primarily front end, I guess. So we'll say for let key, let's say like key in errors. Now you can say console.log key. Let's take a look. Would this work? So with this where it should print out the key out using the for in loop. I'm going to link that into the to documentation, link description below in case you are interested. Okay. Alright, 2, 4, 5, 6. So clearly it has one random test. Just try again. Yeah, now it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then now what we can do is we can go back to code. And then here, now I can say, so now I can use that. Okay, so now I could say errors.key. And then what I could do now is actually start to append them to the test output in the bottom of the code editor. And then so what I could say now is let's say var error region, okay, and there's a document dot get element by ID, and then let me take a look. Did I define the ID? Now I will define one. Yeah, I didn't, so I will define the ID, and then there's gonna be a error. Let's say output. We'll just say output for now, and then we say output. So here it's output and output. Okay, so we're gonna create a child, so we can say div var div equals to document dot create child. Wait, create not create elements, and then div, and then I could say is div dot inner HTML. So we could say h2 test case bracket key, and we're just gonna make it simple for now because of an output. So, and then you could say get the elements of this. So you could say so get the output. So you can say errors bracket key. By the way, if you're not familiar with this syntax, this I believe is the templating literal, or just you can imagine this as f string in Python. And then now I could append this formally, so I can say div. So output dot append child div. Alright, let's go and refresh and try again. Which I hope this should do the trick. And we should see something in the test now. Whoops, copy the wrong thing, copy. And then paste it here, submit code. Voila, we see something now. And then, okay, it's definitely not responsive. Way too not responsive. That'll overflow for the setup. Okay, what? Wait, what? Okay. Wait, no. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what's happened to the OBS Studio. It's not. Okay. So, it's not good, not beautiful, but what we'll say is, we'll say, so now it's like we only show the test case that didn't pass. We want to show the test case that also passed. So I'm going to do that is we're going to do that by using, yeah, I need to modify the, it will be easy to modify in the backend, I guess. So we'll go loop through this, and then, so let me go, we'll modify from the backend, and then, so now suppose we already got the message, the message, and then I could say is for I in range of, so we know the test count is 7, and then 1 to 8 actually, 1 to 8 because that's a test count. Try, so we are gonna accept key error. Try response bracket error bracket 1. Wait, no, bracket I. Accept key error, which then we're going to do is response bracket error bracket I equals passed. Alright. So now if we go ahead and modify this and console.log the errors out again. Whoops. And now what we could say is so now if we go try again, Okay. Submit code. Alright, so now you can see test case 1 passed, test case 4 passed, 6, 7, all passed. Okay. Alright, so now, what I also want to do is show the perspective output and show their respective input is. They can try to test their output out. I'm not going to bother to show the output expected. So actually, let me work on to format this a little bit first. I know these are not really great error message because you just see assertion error, but that just means that you didn't pass the test case. And then what we'll do is let me take a look. How long? 31 minutes. Okay. So now what we can do is let me go take a look up the index. Okay, yeah, I'm on this page. I'm stupid. So let's see overflow bracket y is auto. So this basically enable you to do some vertical scrolling, and then yeah, okay. So I forcibly did a vertical scrolling, but it didn't work that well. Okay. We will go ahead and add some line breaks. We'll see how that change. So we'll see how to add some line breaks. Line break, line break, line break. Alright, so here, what I could say is let's just use H4 for the test case, and then just regular text for the message. And then we will use a BR at the front, as well as at the back. Alright. Now let's take a look again, see what will happen. Transition, and if I go ahead and refresh, paste it here, submit. Okay, so it's like a vertical row or something like that. I don't know why that happened. Why that happened? It's not. Okay. You know what? I will count that as a go. I will count that as okay. I will count that as an okay for now. And then we will say if it's not passed. So now let's label it a little bit better so user can know what test it passed, what test it didn't. Oops. Alright, transition. And then lastly what we'll do is we'll say if errors bracket key is not passed, now we'll go ahead whoops, wait, what? So we will go ahead and say, let's go ahead and text this font color red then. If it's not passed, I'm going to color this entirely red, so style. Actually, no need for that. Yeah, sure. Just say style, color is red. And then color is red here as well. So we go create a paragraph tag. And then we'll say style, color equals red. This is let's see. And then otherwise it will be green because it's passed. It's not passed, otherwise it will be green. So style, color is green. And then style, color is green. Alright, looks pretty good. And then our time is pretty much up also, so let's see what happens. Sorry for keep recording these long videos. These videos are actually hard to do. Whoops. We're just going to define ensfib. What I hope you can take through all these tutorial is, and all these projects I made, is really understand that everything that you've seen is using, it's really hard to work. It's like, especially for the code editor, how can they compile? Like they support much more language. Some language probably cannot execute using a bash, or the most can, I believe. How could they do that? How could it run fast? Like all of these, they need to take consideration. For our special little project, we didn't take consideration of that, but they do. Okay, so now we can see test case 5 passed, test case 6, yep. Okay, I wish it can provide additional information, but I guess that's fine. That's fine for now. Okay, so thanks for watching. That's it for this tutorial. So if you like, please smash the like button and subscribe and like button if you haven't. And yes, thanks for watching. I guess I will see you in the next video. So I will just before I leave, I will just go ahead briefly talk about the rest for this project since the core feature is really done. But we have one more thing is actually store the user's code into a database, which is going to be quite hard. It's going to be a little bit hard because I just because there really is no max length because I don't know how much people will write, and then we will not store the output though. And then that will we implement tomorrow, most likely, to wrap this code editor up. And then we'll go ahead, spend one video or so, implement the questions API. So we could dynamically render the contents here, and then render the starter code here. And then probably at the end, we'll integrate the payment feature. And then using Stripe API, I do work Stripe API, so that will be a little bit easier, I will think. But we'll see. So that's my brief plan for the rest of the video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't, and if you want to. Stay safe and have a nice day.